right there.
And Deltaforce playing like a Link possessed in this loser's bracket, having defeated Hunter and now Danny, both by scores of 2-0. Now you have a shot at exacting revenge. Haven, the Corrin that took Deltaforce down to losers in the first place, again by a 2-0 score, pretty decisive, going to Hollow Bastion as he did in the first in those two games, I believe. Deltaforce did find a win condition there, but was not able to implement it.
No way.
And
okay,
oh my gosh,
still, what an insane string there.
Yeah, we almost saw a repeat of how game one ended, if you remember that. No splash screen on that either, just a chomp down on the head. And Deltaforce realizing, no, I have seen this movie before, but I have the script. I can use as much whiteout as I want, and I can make this ending work for me.
Looks like it here. Deltaforce Deltaforce not making this game as even as before, but still staying alive here with that insane survivability like we saw previously. And I feel like now it's just going to come down to a war of attrition here. Deltaforce going to have to find a way to at least add up a little bit of chip damage and find a way to clean out this stock before Haven can do the same. And I feel like now it's going to be a little bit... Okay, yeah. I thought Up was going to kill there. I was a little bit scared. But Forward Tilt is going to do it there, 60%. Didn't get too much chip damage there, but still, I feel like it's definitely possible for Deltaforce to pick this back.
Certainly possible, maybe not probable, just in terms of the statistics. But we can get to that later on. What you can see right now in terms of the stats is 3 stocks to 2. Currently, Haven is in the lead, and not really all too plussed about the ledge guarding tactics of Deltaforce, where, again, having trouble establishing that bomb in the winner's side set, eventually making its presence known here early on, but really, again, to what effect, Amber?
It's not looking too great right now. I mean, I was saying before that it is possible for him to bring this back, but I do feel like he still hasn't really found a good way to make that the presence of the bomb used here. I feel like Haven doesn't really care too much about it, like, in any aspect of the game. Through ledge trapping, he just can easily swipe past it with that forward like we just saw. And right now, at advantage, the bomb isn't really a threat to him at all. Hell, now he's trying to use it on his own here. And Deltaforce not even opting for it anymore, just throwing it off stage, just trying to play a standard boxing game.
Yeah, and now you're trying to fence with this Corrin, which I don't know how well advised that is. You have that bomb there, but again, it could also just be a diversionary tactic. You know, that's the thing. You have that thing there as a threat, if nothing else. However, Haven on the warpath now, trying to carry Deltaforce all the way to the ledge, eventually able to make his way back to solid ground. But yeah, this combo game, Deltaforce still playing with relative confidence, because again, you know, when you have this Corrin in the air, you know your strings, you know that this Corrin can be as susceptible to big damage as any character on the roster, but you are having trouble getting those opportunities in the first place, especially when you have Haven turning garbage into gold in these recovery situations.
Yeah, pretty much. It feels like any time he's off stage, Haven has been able to get back, which is really interesting to see, because Corrin as a character is not really known for good recovery, and neither is Link there. Beautiful edge guard using that down air multi-hit to just drag him straight down into that bottom blast zone.
Yeah, you gotta appreciate that, man. I mean, it's yeah, dude. I mean, what else can you say about this that we didn't say in the winner's side set? Real talk. Like,
yeah, for sure. Really... This is looking like a repeat of what we saw before.
Yeah, I mean, minus the suicide dare, obviously, but that one was the new addition. But again, you know, that's just you caught out the recovery, you timed it perfectly, and you kind of knew that that's where Link wanted to be. If you're going to be that far below the stage, you really only have one route back, because you ain't got a hook shot no more with which to do your shenanigans. So you just gotta, you know, hope and pray that no one is going to dive down with a big gigantic spear on your head. But that is going to be game number 1. We're going to Town and City for game number 2. And
seeing a counter pick here actually in this matchup. Oh, no way.
Yeah. Oh no, man.
Again, another fake kill to start things off here.
Yeah, no, I was scared too. Don't worry, but you're gonna get that back throw. Shenanigans with the platforms not quite going to come into play just yet, but the dash in, and again, needing to be wary of that pin. You are basically playing red light, green light with this Corrin, and it's a pretty deadly proposition here.
Right, still staying alive just a little bit longer here. 150, still not looking too great for Deltaforce. I feel like that might do it, yeah. Those side blast zones are going to be really good for a character like Corrin, I do feel like. Which makes me really interested into what the thought process was for the counter pick here. I guess maybe it had to be something with the FD part of the stage. Like, I mean, I guess
it would have to be, right? Because yeah, you're basically playing on you're basically playing Omega stage, you know, for half the battle. That has to factor into it. You need to be able to utilize those projectiles, and you know that you're having a hard time establishing them as a threat. They're just not really coming into play because they're all being neutralized by the range of of Corrin's sword. So how else are you going to do it? You stand far apart, you try to tack on that damage, and you make it known that, okay, I'm going to try to make this game a bullet hell, come hell or high water. And if you want to roll into me, eventually you get caught by that up B. But that feels like it comes part and parcel with playing on a stage like this.
Yeah, it just kind of happens. You just have to accept it sometimes. But right now, Deltaforce trying to bring up the momentum a little bit, but I feel like Haven just using, or just playing the anti-approach game beautifully here, which is really interesting to see in this matchup here. You'd think it would be Link doing that, but I do feel like these aerials make it so easy for Haven to just wall out any attempt at an approach from Deltaforce.
Deltaforce, unfortunately, only 1 and 3 in loser's side against Haven. If Deltaforce is going to make this happen, then he's going to need that second victory right about now, and will need to do so in the form of a comeback. 2 stocks to 1 now, and Haven, I mean, yeah, you could say, look at this percentage and say that Deltaforce can even this up with a few swings of the sword. That being said, we know how the rest of the set has looked, Amber, and you can't really envision it all that easy. It's going to have to be a lot of footwork for Deltaforce to make this happen.
Yeah, a lot of adaptations need to come into play here. It's not looking too great for Deltaforce right here. He has to keep that ledge trapping game on point. Like we saw earlier this game, almost got something crazy there with the jab block, but unfortunately a misinput down there. It's gonna make things a little bit harder to clean things out here. Oh, the return boomerang!
No,
he was gonna get something there, but just barely missed the finisher. And again, missing the finisher there with that narrow F tilt.
You could see the disappointment in Deltaforce's face. That was the opportunity to really get something going. At the very least, hit a clip, right? But you gotta think that Deltaforce has to sort of reset here. Again, you're talking about slowing the game down. We could very well be getting that slow matchup that you were alluding to, Amber, in this game 3. But Deltaforce may be realizing that this is just part of the win condition here. You cannot be going blade to blade. Yeah, Haven doing well to stall things out is going to get back to the stage via Angel Platform, and it's going to be, again, it's whatever way you can to win advantage on this Link on relatively low health. I think you kind of take it if you're Haven.
Yeah, it's almost looking like Corrin's here, but Deltaforce is not going out without a fight. And I feel like with Town and City and with this, with these small blast zones and with Rage slowly building up, it's looking more and more doable here, Stu. I feel like, oh, wait, this might actually be it. This might be the interaction he needs.
Okay. Yeah, and this is what we were looking for, trying to establish the presence of those projectiles. Nothing quite yet for Deltaforce, but at least a foothold. Can you make your way up the mountain here? Gets the grab. Boomerang to the back. Gets the bomb set up. Looking for Z drops again. Not able to detonate. And is going to find the forward air eventually. Wow, it was a long swim against the flow of the river, but Deltaforce finding a way and ties it up at 1 and looks physically exhausted, and frankly, it looked physically exhausting, Amber.
Yeah, that did not look the most pleasant to go through. All that work, and unfortunately, that's going to be Deltaforce clutching up the last possible moment there. Haven realizing that this set might not be as easy as winter semis. Deltaforce finally locking in, and this set just got a whole lot more interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, you're talking about maybe a more methodical pace than Delta Force is used to playing at, but this is just what you have no matter what. So, what are you going to do in order to get this victory? You have to establish that, okay, I'm going to sit back just a little bit further and I'm going to play lame. I mean, no shame in it, really. Lord knows there are characters that play lame in order to win, but
Oh my.
well, I can tell you what you don't do to win. That's for sure.
Also, sorry, Stu, your mic kind of messed up there for a second.
Did it actually?
Yeah, you sound like you're coming from an Xbox right now.
Wait, hang on a second. Let me just go ahead and check that real fast.
I think you might have unplugged your mic or something and switching to something else.
I did by accident. It was the dog walked over the cable. This is just what can we say? Yeah, I should not have let the dog into the broadcast booth here at Fusion. That's just my mistake. But hey, someone has to run the stream. So we're going into game number 3, Hollow Bastion, and we're getting Haven again, establishing dominance over the stage. 3 stocks to 2 the count for the Corrin, and well known as a Wario, but taking up the blade as Corrin has paid dividends for Haven over the past couple of years.
Yeah, oh my god, okay, that 4-throw bomb almost getting rid of that first stock there, and I feel like now, oh, there it is, you're finally making that, the presence of the bomb known there with that ledge trapping, and now, things are looking a lot better for this game 3, but now, Deltaforce has to find some way to get that momentum from game 2 that we saw before, and down tilt up are unfortunately going to be stifling any chance of momentum on the second stock, from coming out here. And now, Haven looking, well, like we saw in that winter semis here. Yeah, there you go, you're back. Welcome back.
Really, really high, so I do apologize for blasting your ears out, but we're going to, then again, no apologies from Haven thus far. Certainly not for that back air, catching him above the stage on the left side and almost doing him in. Deltaforce hanging on at 112 on flat ground, but you need to make this happen now. You need to be damn near perfect. Haven is going to make sure this does not occur, not on his watch.
Oh
Take
my
a
god.
2-1 lead and really establish dominance here. Again, 3 victories out of 4 in loser side brackets for Haven, looking to make it a 4th here tonight, and well on the way, 2 games to 1 in favor of Haven.
Oh my god, absolutely phenomenal gameplay there. Not even giving Deltaforce a chance to repeat what happened in that game 2. Immediately clutching things up there with a 2 stock, and now just 1 game away from getting that repeat chance against Samba.
We're sorry, our ice cream machine is down. We apologize. Yeah, no, I do kind of wish, as long as I was sounding like a helicopter pilot, I might as well have taken advantage of that, just go ahead.
Yeah.
I really should be paying attention to the match. We're going to Town and City again for game number 3 and game number 4, excuse me. Deltaforce, you think I'd get the number of games right. Deltaforce winning on this stage and doing quite well, but again, we recall the relatively slowed down pace with which Deltaforce had to do it, and it was an absolute grind. You know that if this is going fast, it's because it's Haven utilizing the range that sword gives him. Deltaforce is going to need something special here, and by special, I mean perhaps painful.
Hey, you know what? It's fine. No matter how you do it, a win is a win, and regardless of how long it takes, regardless of how much our throats hurt at the very end of the day, from the constant talking for 7 minutes straight, Deltaforce has to do something like that to cement this set to a game 5.
Yeah, no, if I could give y'all a tip, chamomile tea and coconut oil. It doesn't taste good at all, but you are basically ready to sing opera by the time you're done with it. So, yeah, and that's how I get around that. Look, we clearly have the time to discuss it, so let's just go ahead and dump all the secrets. For the record, I have a very nice Earl Grey in front of me. 2 stocks to 2 now. Beautiful catch by Deltaforce as Haven landing a little bit wrong. And now this is where you want to be taking advantage of this if you're Deltaforce. But that's Haven on the offense for the majority of the time without the platforms. And now Deltaforce is having to reckon with Corrin with a little bit of a vertical presence, can sort of stall this out and take their time. And it's Deltaforce that needs to bring the game to Haven, not the other way around.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wait, with the double jump cut, this is going to be a lot easier to edge guard, but Haven not opting for it. Scared of a reversal from that up B. And still keeping a really strong presence in the advantage state here online. To find some way to close it out, though. I feel like giving Deltaforce rage and high percent is something you really don't want to do.
I am just going to look at the stat sheet here, and no, you don't. So Deltaforce at 142, Link is pissed and has a sword and looking to get a quick stock off of some weird platform cheese.
Oh my god, right there!
The beautiful read on the movement, and Deltaforce with the standing up B is able to catch him out and knock him out. And yeah, no, that Haven knew what the play was. It's all good. Deltaforce is simply going to lose that stock. Haven.
Yeah, you just kind of have to hold that.
Yep. Yeah. It's like, you know what? You caught my movement option. Now I just caught yours, and we can stay here for as long as you like. You wanna draw this game out? I can do it too, buddy.
Oh my god, this might be a game 5 here. Deltaforce bringing things back extremely well here. Oh, the platform coming out of nowhere to save Haven's life there right when he needed it most.
Oh.
I thought something crazy was going to happen with that return boomerang. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah, no, it did pay dividends for Deltaforce, maybe keeping him away from danger. However, that back air is going to put him off stage. This is not where you live if you are Link. It's where you die, and you're going to see the back air. That's going to be Haven. I don't know if the foot was on the